about 7:30 in the morning. Just left Remeo, or R.E. Mayo Seafood Company. I spent 2 days. It's still pretty gray, but the wind's not blowing too hard, like 10 knots, 9 knots. I might even be able to get some sailing in today once I make the turn here, or once I get closer to the Neuse River. So I'm leaving Hobucken, and that area anyway. The town was a little ways away, but it was still technically Hobucken. I'm heading for Beaufort, so see if I can find a place to anchor down there. I was really hoping to get some sailing in today, but the wind is just off center of where I need to go again. The weather has been so weird. Usually if it's like an east or a west, cool, you know, I can be tacking, I can do a little bit of that. For me to have sailed today, it would have taken me half a day longer and I would have made half the distance. But this is going to be one of the last times I had a chance to sail, so I'm a little bit bummed. And I'll go over some of the weather patterns, but the outside, like leaving Beaufort and then going to, you know, Wrightsville Inlet, north of Cape Fear, I was planning on doing an outside there. The weather's just, I'm just gonna keep 35 miles, 40 miles, 45 miles a day, whatever I can do, and then take a couple of days off, you know, anyway. So I got my friend Otto here. He's at the helm. I kind of wish I had that like inflatable captain from the movie Airplane. That'd be kind of funny. So I just came off the Neuse River, made the turn down into Adams Creek. This will be a little bit narrower, more like the channels and the cuts that I've been through so far. So far it's been an interesting challenge navigating into the bay in Beaufort, and now you got several tugs working, big ships. They look like they're moving, but they're not. You can tell that one's moored and the other one's moored as well. But damn, it's interesting navigationally. So in a lot of the anchorages that I had found, when you look at shoaling on the map, it kind of looks like you're close in, close quarters. There were 2 spots right here in Beaufort, and this is where I'm anchored. Kind of exposed. The other spot that was kind of behind that island, there's this little sailboat over there. I might see whether I can zoom in. And it's not a little sailboat, it's like a big steel catch rig, you know, 3-master. 2-mast, because it's a catch, right? Anyway, the wind's on my nose, only about 10 knots. For all that, there's a huge amount of current. I was only moving, when I would normally be going, you know, 5 knots, I was only going like 3. So obviously 2 knots of current against me. So the anchor, when I put it out, it's always good to use a snubbing line. So the way that works, you can kind of see the chain just dangling there. The weight is taken off of my windlass. So it's not you know, holding the full brunt of all the weight of the chop and everything. That's going to be my cleats. So it's cleated and lowered. So when you cleat it up, you lower it out a little bit more. Yeah, the winds aren't supposed to get too much worse overnight, a little bit. So it might just be a little choppy, rocky, rolly. Choppy, rocky. But probably 200 feet off the main channel. And the major channel, like the shipping channel, is all back that way, because they're all going out to sea. That bridge up there goes down the intercoastal. So in the morning, that's the way I'm going to be heading out. Long day, happy to be anchored. Just going to get settled in. I'll be doing some engine check. She kind of did a little flutter, and I don't like that. After everything, I just, any odd noises or sounds. So, yeah, I'll be checking all that. I'm making some dinner, but here is sunset from the anchorage that I'm in, Beaufort. Now the dolphins would just make an appearance. So I'm down near Camp Lejeune. There's no live fire, so I wasn't held up, but there is a huge dredging operation up ahead and really big wind. Even for the intercoastal, I'm actually hitting some chop. But they said to pass on the west side, so we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. I got about 17 feet of water, even this close to shore. See how this looks. Didn't realize it until I got up on him, and he stopped responding on channel 16. There's a tug back there that almost kind of had like a gate across, and he opened it up for a small fishing boat heading north, and I was like, oh crap. Before he said to pass to the west. Well, the west is over there. Close to that shore. Now I'm pretty close to this shore too, but dang. All right, I got 7.5 feet of water. I'm gonna pay attention now. Well, that was exciting. We still have that catamaran's been trying to pass me all day. Like, he's been behind me for what, 5 hours. I'm coming up on a swing bridge. It only opens at the top and bottom of each hour, and I'm set to get there at like 42. So I'm actually going to get around. There's all these orange shoals right here. They're very small buoys, so you can't see them, but so on the intercoastal just south of Beaufort, like a day, right? If you're putting in a full day, there's not a whole lot of places to anchor. Like, very, 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 one or two, you know? And I just grabbed one. I'm in Hammock Bay, just south of Camp Lejeune. Now, it is 16 knot winds, 16, sorry, not 6D, 16 knot winds, sustained, which is fine. Could do that. Sustained, but the gusts are 25, 30, and I'm just making sure that that I don't lose my hold on my anchor, because there's not a whole lot of mean, there's a decent amount more there than you'd think.
Well, the sun's finally out, and this place would be an awesome place for Swan. Looks like you could just like pull right up to the dock.
These guys over here, they're trying to get anchored now. Boy, this is a handful when it's yourself, let me tell you. They might have given up. But I got my snubbers on. Keeping an eye, pick a landmark, a little yellow post. The opening over there. That's mine. Anyway.
Heading for Wrightsville Beach today. Not a whole lot along the route. A couple of bridges, but nothing that needs open. And so yeah, just kind of a motoring day.
Oh my God, the sun is like right over there. It just needs to come over here. Just like, just a little bit. But like this way, like 5 miles. Anyway. Well, I don't always document things in the moment. I am in the middle of the intercoastal waterway, and my water went, just heard exhaust and no water coming out the tailpipe. Very quickly, I dropped anchor. I think I'm far enough away from land. Anchor seems to be holding. I called Towboat US. I checked the sea strainers. I pulled cover off the impeller. So I looked at the impeller. That wasn't it. I see a little bit of coolant down below, but I checked the elbow, and I'm not sure what's happening. Well, I just got off the phone with just got off the phone with Boat US. I knew today was just going to, but it'll be good. Oh man, it was cold and chilly, but it was, you know, making way. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out. I need to not blow into shallow water. Well, I'm gonna keep an eye out. All right, so once again, the hard part about getting content in the moment is that, you know, being a solo sailor, there's nobody to take the wheel, and content is definitely secondary to safety and everything. Anyway, the project I'm working on, the impeller pulled. That is the hose that goes from the seacock to the sea strainer. I had to actually cut it, so I'm going to West Marine now. That's about 2.3 miles, so a nice hike. I get to stretch my legs. I could get an Uber, but I don't know, maybe I'll Uber back. There's a Red Robin right beside it there across the street, so cool. That sounds like a New Year's Eve kind of day for me. But I've troubleshooted
the usual suspects. Yeah, the sea strainer's clean, open. The seacock is open and putting water out. The interesting thing was there was no water coming through to the sea strainer, and with the impeller out, with the seacock open, there was no water coming out of the seawater side of the intake of the impeller. The thing is, this is New Year's Eve, tomorrow's New Year's Day, people might not even be working tomorrow. If I can do everything that I can, then I'll call in the pros tomorrow and pay for another day or two, hopefully not more than that. Beautiful spot, Wrightsville Beach. I guess technically this is Wilmington. I am at Bridge Tender Marina. They call it that because, well, as you can see, there's the bridge. The funny thing yesterday was, not so funny, like, once the towboat picked me up, we got to the first bridge. Was a swivel, one of the swivel bridges, and it was broken. So for the first time ever, I saw my towboat driver going, "Oh man," like, there's a little creek over here. I said, "I got a 5.5 draft." He's like, all right, well, we'll find a place to drop you. If I have to come back in the morning and pick you up." Like, perfect, man. Like, this, you know I said it in the previous video that I wasn't plugging Towboat US, but man, these guys really, really save your butt. I mean, and they know who to call too. See, that's the thing. They're connected. They know who to talk to in their area. When you say, because a lot of times they'll say, "Where do you want to go?" Like, dude, I'm just passing through. I have no idea. You tell me, here's my problem. And it was cool. Like, he was helping try and diagnose everything. And he's like, "It sounds like the impeller." And I'm like, "It's not the impeller." He's like, "Well then, but it's a water flow." He said it just stopped all of a sudden. I was like, yeah, that is the weird part. So it's something easy or it's not something easy. I mean, duh, but it's we'll see. Let me do this today. Let me get this hose replaced, put the sea strainer back together, and then put the impeller in. I'm gonna buy an extra impeller just cause, and then crack her open, try and start it, and we'll see. Woosah. All right. Yeah, I'm walking down the road with a piece of hose. Got Florida keys on my mind. All right, only another 2.5 miles. Do you know what? Oh wait, Red Robin. Yum. I think that's where I'm having lunch.